Yo, YouTube, what is up? Welcome back to the Radar for Wrestling Studios.
What up, Mox?
Guys, AEW Dynamite just finished up. We have one takeaway from the show of AEW Dynamite. More build-up going into Revolution. We had, Kenta's first match in AEW. We actually had the IWGP US Championship shown on TV, held by Jon Moxley. Excalibur kept saying that the Forbidden Door has been busted open, and it seems like New Japan Pro Wrestling is coming into the fold along with Impact.
Really dirty.
Yeah, I mean, it does. Yeah, it has if you got a dirty mind, a lot of rumored innuendo on that one. But we're going to get into it. One takeaway from AEW Dynamite before we do it. Remind you guys, drop a like and a comment on this video. Helps all out with the YouTube algorithm. Recommends it more to us, to you guys, our videos. We appreciate, the feedback, hearing from you guys, your opinions. We love to grow the community. Let's continue to grow it. So please do comment. Let us know your thoughts on AEW and the videos that we're producing. So let us know about that. If you're watching, not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Notification bell so you guys alert when the new videos drop. Social media, as you already know, pops out all over the screen. Follow me on all those platforms. Let's get right into it. One takeaway from AEW Dynamite, which started off with Darby Allin going against Joey Janela, who I haven't seen in a while, for the TNT Championship. I thought it was a pretty solid match. I'm not a huge fan of Joey Janela. It's just the way he puts his matches together. I'm just not a huge fan. But, he got the win. Darby Allin did with the coffin drop, and that was pretty much the end of it. I was surprised that there was no interference from Cage and Team Taz and Sting being out there or anything like that.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. So that leads us to the nenext thing. Backstage, Tony Schiavone's gonna have Sting talk on the mic, have a promo before he can even say anything. He's interrupted by Team Taz. Team Taz inside of a SUV or a pickup truck, Taz says, "We got your boy in the back," and it shows Darby Allin inside of a body bag attached to the truck. So they stick him in the body bag, they get in the car, and they just drive off, with that body bag dragging across the pavement, and then Sting is in pursuit. I don't know what Sting's gonna do, get in his rent-a-car and chase after them. I don't know, but it makes no sense. I don't really understand that whole setup as, he's in pursuit. Is he gonna catch up to him? Is he just gonna run until they stop and let Darby go? I don't know, it's kind of weird.
I mean, I guess he's got Crow superpower speeds. I don't know if he's gonna fly behind them, but can you imagine you drive behind somebody with a body bag to drag it behind?
Yeah.
That's the craziest attempted murder I've ever seen in my life. That was a pretty nuts move they pulled. It was pretty. I found it funnier than I did. Holy crap! Yeah. I was just what the hell are we doing? But it was fun. It was a fun segment. What's Sting gonna do? Bunch of nothing. He's 60 years old. He's not gonna run after a car. Let's be serious. I mean, but It was better than them just yapping and looking at each other for 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's just better. It's just a better way of building up the they're still each week trying to build towards that tag team match. It seems like there's just so much time in between from when they started to where it's going that they can't come up with enough things to do. I don't think to make it super exciting.
I think we're on 2 months already of or am I wrong? Wasn't that Christmas time when
I would say so.
Yeah, we're going on 2 months of this storyline. There hasn't been any contact between anybody, so it's just
It hasn't been great, but this is probably the most entertaining thing of all. Next thing we show was Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson taking on Peter Avalon and Cesar Bononi. So I guess it was what it was in the match. It's just a way to get Lee Johnson over. He gets the pin and gets the win for Cody and him, and it's his first win in AEW. He went 0-29, so they had an interview with him, kind of saying, congratulations, you got your first win. You finally won, yeah. So it's just by having Nightmare Factory guys out there and showing them, and then he was just an enhancement talent this whole time. Maybe he'll go a little bit of a run after this. But yeah, AEW has so many guys on the roster, you just lose track. What happened to Shawn Spears, what happened to Scorpio Sky. There's guys you lose track of because they're just never there because they have so many people in one show.
Shawn Spears, the king of start and stop and stop and stop and start again. It's crazy, man. Poor guy.
It's wild stuff. Next thing in the show, we had Pac, the Bastard Pac, taking on the brother of Dolph Ziggler, Ryan Nemeth, the Hollywood hunk, as he likes to go by. You obviously had, Pac get the win here. Obviously, Nemeth just being used as just an enhancement guy. So it continues to just make him look Pac, continue to look dangerous as he goes forward and whatever he's going to go towards next. Still issues with Eddie Kingston or whatever the case may be. And, it's all leading to whatever's going to happen at Revolution. So we got that to look forward to. Next thing on the show was the Acclaim. Well, before the Acclaim, there was Acclaim versus MJF and Chris Jericho. Before this, you have Sammy Guevara confront MJF in the locker room, and when he does, everybody leaves. The whole inner circle leaves, and then strangely enough, they're gonna talk. MJF takes his phone out of his pocket, puts his face down on the table. You kind of know something's up at that point, and he gets Sammy Guevara to, sarcastically say that he hates Chris Jericho and he wants to destroy the Inner Circle. And then as soon as he says that, MJF is like, okay, and then like walks out. And then, Sammy sees that he's recording, grabs his phone, throws it against the wall, and then he gets a one punch to the stomach, and he goes down like a sack of potatoes.
What a hit, man. It was like, like he's not a wrestler. It's like,
exactly.
Chair shots to the head, but okay, whatever.
Yeah, he took that and it fell down. So he had his injured ribs, so he had maybe a broken rib or whatever. So the match happens between the Acclaimed and MJF. The match itself is not bad. It's okay. But Chris Jericho getting the win. The match was okay, like I said. But then afterwards, and this is the one takeaway on the show that we have, and it's this face-to-face right here. The Inner Circle's in the ring. Sammy Guevara comes out afterwards, later on. Comes out, confronts Chris Jericho, says, I told you back in December that he's out if MJF does one more thing. And he said he's out of the Inner Circle, that he's done. And he walks out and leaves the arena. So it seems as if at this point, I don't know if they're going to have like a swerve where maybe Chris Jericho kicks out MJF in the end and brings Sammy Guevara back in. I kind of hope that's what they do. I'm not a huge fan of MJF being in the group to begin with, never have been.
Yeah.
I just think it's too much. But is Sammy Guevara gone from the Inner Circle? We don't know.
It was funny segment, the whole thing, especially in the back, because he's spying on him, and like there's obviously camera watching you, so you can just always go back to the video and be like, well, Jericho, look what happened. So that was kind of dumb, but it was fun. I know what they were trying to do.
But that could play into like him kicking MJF out, because remember Sammy Guevara told the cameraman to stay here and record it. So that could be what leads MJF to get thrown out.
Yeah. So there's definitely that being thrown in there. Could there be a split? Could there be a NWO Black and White and a Wolfpack kind of thing? Maybe they do something like that. Maybe two Inner Circles. I don't know. We'll see what goes forward. But Jericho looks really mad, sad about him losing his buddy. The Les Sex Gods are broken up. So I mean, definitely it's picking up. It had been stagnant there for a little bit, this whole thing, but now it's picking up. We're seeing where it's going. I'm enjoying everybody's work right now. So whatever. It was fun. And Sammy being on his own might not be a bad thing too. He can build his character on another solo star. My only worry with that is AEW solo stars get kind of lost because of all the groups. So I figure there's going to be a lot of feud between him and the Inner Circle still to come.
Yeah, if you're not one of the massive guys on the show, then you get kind of lost in the shuffle because they only have 2 hours to fill, and it is what it is. Probably show up on Dark, but not many people watch Dark. So interesting things that go on there. But again, they could play that thing with the videotape, Jericho finding out, and then that could end up happening and ruining all that. But guys, that's the one takeaway we have for you from the show. Sammy Guevara out of the Inner Circle for now. Next thing on the show, we had Layla Hirsch taking on Thunder Rosa in one of the first matchups in the Women's World Championship Eliminator Tournament. Now, this is from the USA side. We may have a Japanese side as well, so this is from the USA side. In the end, Rosa was able to get the win. Thunder Rosa was and beat Layla Hirsch. So she, advances. We'll see what happens. I mean, it seems like, it's probably going to be at one point Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa again. And however that works out, I think, I'm not sure if like the Japanese side has to face the American side, so that could throw a monkey wrench into it. Yeah. So it could be either Thunder Rosa or Britt Baker fighting for that top spot to see who faces Hikaru Shida for the championship.
Yeah, this whole women's division has been very random. It's been the weakest part of AEW. This tournament is super random as well, but hopefully they pull some stars out of it. That's why you build these tournaments, is to get stars. So hopefully they pull that off. Yeah,
definitely. One interesting little thing, they had the Young Bucks backstage. They get confronted by the Good Brothers. Obviously they have issues because the Good Brothers kind of caused them to get eliminated from the Battle Royal, and they said if they would have won, they got to choose their own opponents. They would have chosen the Good Brothers. So that threw a little bit of a issue between the two. But then you have the Young Bucks saying next week they're going to face Santana and Ortiz for the AEW championships. They're going to defend it. But I thought Inner Circle only had one tag team now, so I don't know. Continuity there, you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot going on, a lot of tag teams hopping around, there's a lot of groups. So it's a lot of gang warfare in AEW. It's hard to keep up sometimes, and even they kind of screwed up on that part. But Good Brothers are hilarious when the Gallows were calling out, "Hey, where's that Good Brother Sting?" It was pretty hysterical. It kept me cracking up. Those guys are freaking hilarious.
Yeah, man. Those guys are a lot of fun. And coming on to the next thing, the main event, it was Kenta with Kenny Omega going against Jon Moxley and Lance Archer in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Kenta's first match in AEW after showing up last week. You have Jon Moxley sporting the IWGP US Championship during a promo early in the night, and then during the match. The match was all over the place. They went to the kitchen backstage. They started fighting.
Idaho potatoes.
Yeah, there was a big potato spot, which is kind of like an inside joke with a potato being like you a little bit too rough with a punch or something like that. Yeah. Slug. So there, you had John Moxley using a potato on Kenta and on Kenny Omega. So there's a lot of like hoopla going on here, a lot of stuff going on between all members. You had Jake St. Roberts come in while the Good Brothers attacked and hit Karl Anderson with one of them short arm clotheslines, that he usually sets up the DDT with, right? Yeah. But then after that, he got knocked out by Gallows, and then you had Kenny Omega going for the V trigger on Jake Roberts, but then Moxley comes in with the barbed wire bat. In the end, though, you have Kenny Omega, the Good Brothers, Don Callis standing tall above Lance Archer in the ring because they got the One Wing Angel on him with the help of the Good Brothers to get him up in the air. You had Kenta beating down Moxley on the outside. So in the end, they all stand tall. So we'll see where this goes later. I mean, could we see bigger names come from New Japan Pro Wrestling and Okada? A Naito, a Tanahashi, Ibushi, guys like that, Evil, those guys like that. Could we see that? I mean, it'd be pretty cool if we do. Be honest with you, it'd be cool to see Ibushi come out. Yeah, it'd be cool to see Ibushi with both titles come out and maybe do something with Kenny Omega, Golden Lover style. But we'll see what happens in the future. But it was a pretty solid main event. Yeah,
I thought it was a great main event. Kenta did way more in one night in AEW. He did like 3 years in NXT. It was unbelievable. I felt like I never got to see any of him in NXT. So the fact that I was like, damn, we really missed out because this guy was freaking awesome. He did amazing things. I saw a little of him in Japan, but this was like the first time I saw him really in a whole match. It was like 20 minutes. He was really good. Did the coup de grace off the set into a table. It was like the table didn't even break. It was awesome though. So that was good to see. And they're really pushing the New World Order of Wrestling. This whole, people are just like, what do you call it? The filthy door,
the forbidden door, the forbidden
door. Which, come on, bro. Yeah. But yeah, so that's basically what's going on, and it's interesting. It's cool. At the end of the show, where we have NJ, the New Japan, we got Impact, we got AEW all thrown in together. So it was fun. I mean, I'm excited to see where this goes. They're obviously branching off. And I've been saying it for months. This is the future of wrestling. This is how AEW and the rest of the world is going to compete. They're going to have their stars go all over the place, and more indie guys coming out everywhere. So I mean, it's good. Everybody gets to see more talent, more eyeballs on all these products. It's better for wrestling, I think.
Yeah, it definitely is. Hopefully we get to see a lot more of this. It has been a few here and there. Like Impact really hasn't made much of an impact, no pun intended, on AEW Dynamite other than the Good Brothers. Not much else has shown up. So I think they gotta go. I mean, they may have to go a little bit more full force with it. I think a little bit more tribal warfare type of thing. Maybe I don't know, something like that, because it's there.
Do you mean an invasion pay-per-view?
Exactly, an invasion, but done correctly. But they could. But it's just been like you're waiting for the main event to kind of see any of that stuff happen. So maybe you can have it kind of bleed out to other parts of the show. But
slowly but surely, you impatient millennial. Just let it slow burn. Let it slow burn. We'll go. Surprise us every couple of months with a crazy thing going on. Let's just enjoy the ride, man.
Yeah, hopefully it can, and it will happen sometime in the near future, but we'll see what happens after Revolution. Probably some stuff will probably pop off after Revolution. But guys, that's the video we have for you guys today. Our one takeaway from AEW Dynamite. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this episode of AEW Dynamite. Kenta showing up, New Japan showing up a little bit anyways, and where you think it's going to happen after Revolution. They're going to do sort of invasion type of thing. They're going to up the ante a little bit. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in for this one. Another job.
Later, Marks.